Well, finally, the Fremantle Football Club have put their hand up and admitted that Luke Jackson is their number one ruckman. Let's have a listen to the coach after their strong performance against the Giants yesterday.
What did you make of his game, I guess, because when he has that sort of impact, it's hard to argue that playing full-time ruck's not his best position.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is. Then it's a bit horses for courses. Briggs he's a big unit, but he's not 212 centimetres like some of them. I thought Luke used his athleticism in the ruck contest, and what he does around the ground once the ball hits the deck is, it's probably not many rucks in the comp that bring that.
So it's taken a while. It's taken 2 years for the pushback, for the Yanks, for them to have a crack at anyone who's dared suggest that Luke Jackson isn't a wingman. He's not a midfielder, and he's certainly not a forward. He's a number one ruckman. So thank you to Justin for finally admitting that. And there's his numbers when he is the number one ruckman, and you just can't argue with it. Now, surely the footy club has that information, and as stubborn as they have been and tried to force this into something that is looking like it's going to work, it just won't. So that's one good problem, that they finally realised that. But then what do you do with this guy? What do you do with my man Sean Darcy? Like, he's the highest paid backup ruckman we have ever seen in the history of the game. So now that they've admitted that, I'm not sure how Sean's feeling sitting at home with ice on that knee again, going, well, gee, I can't play forward either. I can't play as a midfielder. What am I going to do? So they're going to have to go to the trade table at the end of the year. And I know he's got a contract until 2029, but try and convince him, Brodie Grundy style, that the future isn't for you at Fremantle, and ship him off to Geelong, which they probably should have done a couple of years ago. But before I go, Sarah, this is unprecedented. We're going to have a double volcano on First Up tonight. So Michael Christian, I put him on notice last week. He watches the show. That's the worst dive since Josh Worrell last week, a couple of times. So he got a free kick for that and went back and kicked the goal. He was actually the one that initiated the contact, and then he has flopped like he's at the Olympics, like you wouldn't believe. He even knows it. Look at him. He's even laughing at himself, going, geez, I got away with one there. That's the worst dive we've seen since Josh Worrell last week. And what does Michael Christian do? He goes, tick it off. No fine. Are we serious, like I said last week about staging, or are we not? Are we just going to pay lip service because it's a blight on the game? And I hope Vandermeer has had a good look at himself, and we should just keep replaying that all week so he can look in the mirror and go, gee, that was a pretty ordinary effort.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.